The wealthiest 1% of the world population owns half of all global wealth. Meanwhile, the bottom 50%, that's about 4 billion people, together hold only 2%. Let me put it another way. One single person owns as much as 6.5 billion people combined. Now pause and imagine what that means in terms of time. If you are an average person with a 9-to-5 job, your entire lifetime is like a single grain of sand in the desert compared to the mountains these people have built. You could work every single day of your life and you still wouldn't come close. Have you ever stopped and thought, what do they know that I don't? What do they do differently that allows them to live in entirely different reality from you? If you think the answer is they were just born geniuses, I'm here to disappoint you. You are wrong. Warren Buffett had an IQ of 145, but his real power wasn't just raw mental horsepower. It was his ability to think logically and invest strategically. Steve Jobs had an IQ of 140, but he wasn't just a textbook genius. He was an intuitive strategist who could see possibilities others missed. Their strengths were completely different, and yet they both reached the stratosphere of success. So what is the common trait? What is the invisible engine they both built inside themselves? They built what I call the inner spring of productivity. For years, they compressed it, wound it tighter, sharpened the focus, day after day, habit after habit, decision after decision, until one day that spring released all the stored energy, launching them far beyond where most people ever dream of going. And here is the thing, you can build the same spring. You don't need to be a genius, you don't need a perfect start. You just need the right principles and the willingness to apply them. The 5 rules I'm about to share are not theory. They are the tools that top 1% use to wind their spring until it explodes with force. If you take these rules seriously, and I mean really use them, you'll start to feel that same momentum in your own life. Rule number 1. The power of saying no. Saying no is not just a choice. It's a survival skill in the world of high performance. The top 1% realize that by saying no to 90% of opportunities, distractions, and requests, they leave the door wide open for the 10% that can truly change their lives. John Rockefeller once said, "Don't be afraid to give up the good to go for the great." And that's exactly where most people mess up. They cling to what's good, a comfortable job, a decent salary, a safe routine, and in doing so, they block the path to something extraordinary. Think about starting your own business. You can't do it while clinging to a full-time job that eats up your best energy. Eventually, you have to choose. Quitting a stable job feels insane to most people. But to someone who sees the bigger picture, it's a calculated move. It's saying no to your current comfort zone so you can say yes to a much bigger future. The irony is that no feels like loss in the moment, but it's actually the ultimate investment. Every no is a bet on a better yes. Rule number 2. Guard the sacred hour. If you've seen my video on dopamine detox, you already know this. One of the most powerful habits you can build is protecting the first hour after waking up. This is your sacred hour. It sets the tone for your entire day. Most of your productivity hinges on the first hour, which means no dopamine bombs, especially no phone scrolling. That hit of fast and easy stimulation rewires your brain to crave quick rewards all day long, destroying your focus before you have even had breakfast. This might feel small, but the compounding effect over months and years is massive. It's like interest in a bank account, except you are investing in your attention span. Start your day without distractions, move your body, plan your priorities, think deeply, wherever aligns with your goals. Protect this hour like your life depends on it, because your future does. Rule number 3. Stop preparing, start doing. Your brain has a clever way of sabotaging you while making you feel productive. It convinces you that researching is the same as doing, that planning is the same as starting, that preparing is the same as moving forward. Someone can spend months learning about workouts without ever stepping into a gym, or spend years researching business ideas without ever launching one. Preparation becomes a substitute for the real thing. So what is really happening? Your brain is keeping you safe from failure by keeping you away from action. It shields you from the discomfort of being bad at something new. But here is the truth. Most preparation is just fear wearing a responsible mask. You don't need more information, you need to start with what you have. You don't need perfect conditions, you need to act while things are messy. It's like in investing. People dreamed of buying at the absolute bottom and selling at the very top. But real traders know you can't time perfection. You set your range, take the trade, and move forward. If you wait for the perfect moment, you will still be waiting when the opportunity is gone. Action creates clarity, not the other way around. Stop preparing to life. Start living imperfectly. Rule number 4. Date your boredom. If you are stuck, out of ideas, or facing a problem you can solve, do this. The solution is simple but not obvious, and that's why it's genius. Cultivate boredom. The modern world, with its constant notifications and endless content, has cut you off from your own thoughts. Even when emotions surface, they are shallow. Fear hides behind anger, disappointment hides behind fatigue, and here comes boredom. She's like a woman who isn't the most attractive date compared to the flashier options. TikTok, Netflix, and endless scrolling. But she is the one you can actually build a future with. Give yourself 20 minutes of doing nothing. No phone, no music, no book, just you and your thoughts. At first, it's uncomfortable, like opening a closet stuffed with emotional junk, but eventually the noise fades, and in the silence, ideas come, solutions come, clarity comes. Boredom isn't the enemy of productivity, it's the fertile soil it grows from. Rule number 5. Obsess over systems. When we look at the world's biggest businesses, they seem like massive machines with thousands of moving parts. But here is the thing. The people who built them didn't just have systems in business. They had systems in their personal lives too. A system is not a cage, it's a tool that frees your time and energy. Planning even just the next day saves you hours you would otherwise waste deciding in the moment. It lets you move with purpose. Even an imperfect schedule frees time and shows respect for your most valuable resource, your time. And if you don't respect your time, you don't respect your life. The best performers think like engineers. They build systems that work for them. And when you become obsessed with systems, you stop working for yesterday and start building for tomorrow. There are two types of people. The first watch videos like this, nod along, and change nothing. The second take these rules and act. They don't wait for motivation, they create it. And those are the people who over time end up in the 1% we talked about at the start. Not because of luck, not because of connections, but because they spent years winding their productivity spring until it launched them into the stratosphere. These 5 rules are not magic, but they are the foundation. Start with one. Don't wait for perfect, because if not now, when?